Imagine if you and your family lived 1,000 years ago. Your daily day of hunting and fishing or farming was over. It was dark, and still a few hours until sleep. How would you occupy your time? There was no electricity yet, so obviously, no TV, movies, radio, or internet. You can sit around the fire and tell stories. Yes, that would work. What if you told stories and showed moving images as well? Well, believe it or not, that's exactly what you would do. As long as you had a fire, some hands to throw shadows on the cave or tent wall, your family had the first movies. Hand shadows for entertainment have always been popular, but in the 19th century, the art gained greater popularity with the publication of books promoting the art. The 19th century also made famous the ombrascope, or white shadow, simply a paper cutout that threw an image when held to a light. Famous people portrayed were Napoleon, Shakespeare, and Queen Victoria. In modern days, we do something similar with pumpkins on Halloween and put the light source inside the pumpkin. Many cultures entertained with shadow puppets made of animal hide and held up to a light source to show its shadow to an audience. The shows were originally themes based on their religions, used as a teaching tool, but eventually all sorts of stories were portrayed, such as drama, comedy, history, and of course, musical theater. In the middle of the 17th century, the magic lantern became popular, essentially a metal box in which contained an oil lamp and a lens to project an image from a hand-painted glass slide. This was the first projector, and gained in popularity as scary shows called phantasmagoria were presented to the public. Traveling entertainers would visit villages and show various slides, tell stories, sing songs. By using moving slides and several projectors together, the slides became simple movies. Scientists in the beginning of the 19th century realized that the eye retains an image for a short time after it is seen, and if a series of related images were seen at the rate of 10 or greater per second, the brain perceived it as motion. This property allowed many optical toys to be invented, which displayed simple animation. Up until 1820, all images were either drawn or painted by hand, until a Frenchman, Joseph Nicephore Niepce, invented a device that captured an image on a piece of glass treated with light-sensitive chemicals. This device came to be known as a camera, and started the industry and art of photography. Actual images of people, objects, and places now could be captured and shared. Henry Fox Talbot took the art further by developing photography on a less fragile paper and inventing the process of printing negatives, allowing many copies of a photograph to be made. It took an unusual event to bring motion to still photographs. A wealthy horse owner asked his friend photographer Edward Muybridge in 1878 to settle a wager. When a horse gallops, do all the hoofs leave the ground, or is there at least one always touching? Well, using a series of cameras and trip strings to set them off, he recorded a series of photos that answered the question, but more importantly, showed the illusion of movement in real photographs to be completely possible and practical. In 1888, a young inventor, George Eastman, started a company called Kodak and developed an affordable camera that allowed most people to take pictures of their own. However, it was a new celluloid film that he invented that Thomas Edison's company started experimenting with the new Kodak film and creating 20-second movies. Inspired by Edison, the Lumiere brothers in France started making and showing actual moving images projected on a screen in small theaters in 1895. They believed movies were a passing fad, so they spent most of their effort making and selling their movie cameras to filmmakers all over the world. The movie industry had begun and continues to this very day. Who would have imagined that it would all have started with a pair of hands and a fire?